Hello my friends, welcome again to another series of the Audacity series, another episode. And yes, my name is Coach Phill and I am with Intelligent Performance International. We help business owners, business leaders and entrepreneurs to discover the potential of their teams and businesses so that they can align them and be able to increase performance, make more money and have a bigger impact in their industry. I am a great believer, ladies and gentlemen, that inspirational leadership and entrepreneurship are the greatest drivers of prosperity and happiness in the world. And that is why we will do whatever it takes to inspire leadership, to inspire entrepreneurship. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about the 5 things you must be aware of in your pursuit of excellence. These are what we call the pitfalls that could stop you as you pursue your excellence from a leadership point of view, from a business owner point of view. The first one that you got to be aware of, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call ADS, Attention Deficit Syndrome. In simple words, distractions. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest challenge to business leadership now and the greatest challenge to performance is distractions. There's so much distraction out there that if you're not steady, if you're not keeping on if you're not focusing on your business with a laser-like kind of precision, there's so much that can distract you from being the kind of leader that you ought to be. As you pursue excellence, remember to say, you know what, when you get up in the morning, you have your 3 projects to work on, you totally 100% focus on them and then just go. By the way, we're shooting this in a beautiful place of the world. You might hear some hippos, some animals. It's just the beauty of what we do. We're always going to fantastic locations. Back to the real thing. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call, you got the jack head fit. What do we mean? This is the jumping jack. If you guys know what a jumping jack is, this is where you're jumping from one thing to another. You know, in pursuit of excellence, one of the things that you will be aware of is, you know, you jump, you try this, and then you jump from that, you try this, and then you jump from that, you try that. Guess what? You become a jack of all. That's right, trades and a master of none. Why? Because if you don't give something 110% concentration and you make sure that you see through, then it's never going to work. So one of the greatest pitfalls that you have to be aware of is jumping jack. You jump from one thing to another, one thing for another, and there's so many entrepreneurs out there who have failed to make it because of jumping jack. The third one that you have to be aware of, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the wildebeest phenomenon. What do we mean? It is what is called the herd mentality. Where everybody goes is where I am going to go. Yeah, I mean, how many of you have had the phenomenon when it is when the IT boom came, everybody wanted to open up a .com company. When it was product development, everybody wanted to do product development. Why? Guess what? It is the herd mentality. Therefore, you can never be able to be your own person of excellence. Why? You're following everything and everybody out there. So think about that as a pitfall. What we call the wildebeest phenomenon. The fourth one, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the lack of follow through, the lack of finishing, the lack of ensuring that you close what you started. There's so many people. I guarantee you, if you went through the attic or the place where you keep all your ideas and projects, hello, there are going to be so many of those that you haven't finished, so many of those that you haven't seen to the end. Why? We get to that bit where we're just about to get the breakthrough and we give up. We get to that point where we're just about to get the biggest lesson and we give up. Therefore, we never get to that level of the excellence that we ought to get to simply because of that mentality. Next part that I want to talk to you about is, hey, people will find this pitfall in their lack of growing and learning. Hi, what do I mean? You want to be excellent, but you're not willing to grow. You're not willing to learn. You're not willing to immerse yourself and say, you know what, how do I become the best? What is the best tool out there? Who is doing this at a high level? Because there's so few things out there that haven't been done already. All you have to do is find who's doing it at the highest level, find a way to learn, to grow, and to be the kind of person who is going to be playing at the highest level. There's so many people, ladies and gentlemen, so many people who refuse to grow, refuse to learn. I had recently one of my clients, an entrepreneur, they've had the same product for 25 years. Hello, yes, it's a great product, but the way things were done 25 years ago, it's not the way things are being done now. Therefore, guess what? The competition is really beginning to get away and taking more of the cake. Why? Because they failed to grow. So, The not learning and growing is another. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, in your pursuit of excellence, you must be aware of this pitfall of lack of constant and regular check and measure. What do we mean? As you pursue excellence, you have to consistently measure. You have to consistently look at, hey, how are we doing? Where have we reached? Are we better off today than we were yesterday? Where were we this time last month? If we do not consistently measure that, guess what? We never know if we're growing. We never know if our pursuit of excellence is moving in the right direction. You have heard it said before, what is measured gets done. What is inspected gets done even better. If you're not measuring, if you're not looking at those little milestones to say, hey, are we getting better, are we not, the chances are that we'll be missing out on being the excellent people that we ought to be. So there you go. There are your 6 pitfalls in your pursuit of excellence. Think about them, go through them and say, hey, where might I be falling down on these ones? And as you do that, share them with everybody else, and let's make this world a better place. As you do that, please remember to share with everybody. Look down below. You can give us a share on Facebook and or Twitter or anywhere else. Most importantly, give us some feedback on what we can do better, what you love about the video, what you don't love. A thumbs up or a thumbs down, it doesn't matter. And as usual, as always, live strong and live with passion. Most importantly, have the audacity to live life on your terms. Thank you. Booyah!